Friday night's victory by the Spurs proved to be the fourth consecutive playoff series San Antonio has closed out the opposition on the road as the Spurs add New York to its growing hit list, a list that includes Minnesota, Los Angeles, and Portland. And while Game 5 proved to be one for the money for the Spurs, it turned out to be two for the show for the NBA. Here's David Aldridge.
They didn't spend a minute guarding one another because one is a 7-foot forward and one is a 6'5" guard.
Crowd anticipating a move. He cuts left, turns, and jumps. Yes! Tim Duncan's turn, faces, now backs Dudley down, double teams Sprewell. Tim Duncan's jump shot spinning in.
But if the NBA ever wanted a showcase of its future in its premier event, it got one Friday. Tim Duncan and Latrell Sprewell in an old-fashioned shootout. And all demographic groups were covered. With many people, Sprewell got his good name back, but it was Duncan who was the playoff MVP.
He's the MVP of the league. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Latrell was remarkable. I mean, when you get rolling like that, it's very hard for him to stop. I mean, he was hitting shot after shot. That dunk over Jackson was probably the dunk of the finals history I've ever seen.
Everybody thinks Tim is dull, man, but just look at the stat sheet, what this young guy brings to the table, man. He's just a phenomenal talent. And him and Spree Allen, they're going to take this NBA to another level, man.
After abusing others all night, Duncan and Sprewell finally met one another on the last play of the game. And Duncan won, barely.
Tim played well, though. I mean, he was on tonight and I was on, so it was back and forth. It was a close game. Nobody really wanted to lose, and I think it showed. I mean, both sides really played hard. I'm sure it was a fun game to watch.
I don't know if everybody, they didn't think it was as important to me or just because it was my second year, but I knew the importance of this. I knew how special it would be, and I know how special it is.
This joins Bird and Dominique in the 1988 playoffs, with Wilkins scoring 47 points, Bird 34. George Gervin and Bob Dandridge in the deciding game of the 1979 Eastern Finals, with Gervin going for 42, Dandridge 38, including the game-winning shot. Now, Sprewell and Duncan. And perhaps, finally, the league has its successor to that Jordan fellow.
Michael was never fazed by anything, and neither is Tim. Tough to make that comparison because of what Michael did, but man, this guy is the best player in the NBA, and he proved it tonight. He's proven it all year, and am I lucky or what? I keep getting on the same team with the best player.
How far has Latrell Sprewell come in a year, and how far can Tim Duncan go? Those questions are both central to the NBA's future. On Friday, both men were powerhouses, putting their respective teams on their backs. And the league came along for the ride. At the NBA Finals, I'm David Aldridge, ESPN.